Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start, as we do every show, by inviting you to check out Caddy Shack of New Hamel, Illinois, Catty Caddy Shack, a family-operated, tiny, nonprofit cat rescue operating in the Edwardsville, Illinois, and greater area. We love them. Also, the only way to support this show is patreon.com/JacobV. We have more content out there than ever. And if you join the Patreon, you can see anything that's ever been posted there. So we have live recordings. We have demos. We have bonus episodes. I did 4 episodes of this podcast in Siesta Key, Florida with my in-laws in October. All of those are there. We have all kinds of great stuff to get exclusively there. Coming to the Patreon very soon, I just did a massive content farm Friday night at the Off-Broadway with my band No Antics, opening for Middle Class Fashion and Blonde Guru. I got video, I got photo, I got audio, I got the fucking stems from the whole motherfucker, dog. Expect that. Blinded by Stereo still exists. I love them.
Nice.
We have a LP out on the marketplace. You can listen to it anywhere you stream music, but you can get it on really nice 180G blue vinyl.
Nice.
Are you saying nice to me?
No, I'm just keep going.
But I can hear you say nice when you say nice.
Yeah, I that's okay.
Okay, but I didn't know if it was in response to anything I was saying.
My bad.
No, you're fine. Dates. What kind of dates do we have coming up? No Antics is playing at the motherfucking Duck Room on January something. I don't know exactly when. I thought it was a Friday or something. January 20th, No Antics will be opening for Crystal Lady. That's Kayla's birthday show. I think they do that every year for her birthday. They play at the Ducky Room. Crystal Lady is one of my favorite bands. My good friend Dylan is in that band, and he actually helped me kind of initially conceptualize some material that Joe and I are working on. So, it's a big universe. It's a membrane of influence that I've assembled here, and I'm the glue holding this community together. Favorite songs on Spotify. December was an amazing month for favorite songs on Spotify. Tonight, I am starting the January edition of our companion playlist, Jacob V's favorite songs on Spotify. There's one for every month since, I think, May of 2020. So it's the playlist I'm listening to any given day of the week. For the month, I start a new one every month, and you can follow along and join in on the fun. Fucking shit. Barbara Walters, dead at 93.
Oh my God.
I know.
She was so wonderful.
I know. She's your favorite. I've always said Joe's a big Barbara Walters guy.
Yeah. Well, I really liked, she had all the hot takes. She really, and I think she was also like one of the last people that, like, really for her age, should be sexually harassed in her old age. She got a sexual harassment charge from some other anchor, and everybody got really. You know what he said to her? He said, "You look great," and then some like blue-haired like newbie intern was like, nope." That's what happened.
She also tried to fuck Farrah Khan.
Oh wow,
which was lit. I hope she did. I hope she sealed that deal.
That's intense.
I love it. I love when an old independent woman can just seduce a controversial figure of faith and politic.
Barbara Walters.
She was the one. Farrah Khan. It'll probably autocomplete that.
I'm looking it up.
Can you watch her?
Prying interrogations of Barbara Walters.
Can you watch your mouth?
I'm so sorry.
This is Barbara Walters you're talking about.
Yeah, she had all those really hard interviews, right?
Rock hard.
Yeah.
And I like when Sean Connery said, "Yeah, sometimes you gotta slap a bitch." That was Barbara Walters he was talking to when he said that. He said, "No, I think if you've tried everything else and they're being ridiculous, sometimes you gotta slap a woman in the face."
I'll slap a bitch.
Did you see this? Did you seriously look this up?
I don't mind slapping a bitch.
I wonder.
I can't do it.
See, we are not set up efficiently to play clips. It would be like one cable for me to do, but I'm just not there right now to where I could play you the clip. I didn't prepare this. I didn't know we were going to talk about the Sean Connery thing. This is easy to look up, but Sean Connery's like, yeah, I think if you try everything else, it's just being ridiculous. He's kind of. I don't know what voice I'm doing. It's definitely not Sean Connery. It was sort of Barack
Sometimes
Obama.
You just have
I was
to
sort of
grab
mixing
a pussy.
it. It was like a Sean Connery Obama hybrid. Can you do some Tucker for me? Can you just give me a little tuck?
What is he? I could do Tucker Carlson reporting on Sean Connery. The liberal media wants you to think. I can't do it. I'm not. I'm too drunk. I'm not prepared to. I'm too Democrat right now. I've got to get my Republican on. What did you do today, Jake?
I am looting right now. Sorry.
What? You're moving?
No, I'm looting.
You're moving your
looting.
house?
I just I killed some guy in Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm looting his body.
Oh, okay. So here's something that's been going on at my house. So 2 doors down. So this is the odyssey of my living at this house I live in. So
yeah, can I catch the audience up on this?
Yeah.
So here's what happened. Joe comes to me and says, "Listen, I need to go to school. So I need to sabotage the hit podcast we just started. And I need to completely derail our momentum. But I'm not going to move to the town my school is in. What I'm going to do is we found a solution that nobody wants, and we're going to live in a double wide, an hour away from everything else we would ever do, so that everything we do is equally as inconvenient." So you're at your lovely lovely double wide in, I think, the Latin Kings neighborhood of Sullivan, Missouri.
That's right. It's an old mining town.
It's an old mining town that's been overrun with Latin gangsters.
That's right.
I met a crazy guy, drug addict, who took a taxi and got dropped off at my music store that I managed into the ground for about 6 months. And he came in, and it was a Friday morning. Friday mornings, disabled people get their checks, and they like to crowd the music stores. This happens every music store I've ever worked. If you're opening on a Friday, there's going to be at least one, probably older, definitely disabled gentleman who gets dropped off there. I mean, oh yeah, they don't pull a car up and hang out for a while where they could just leave whatever. He got dropped off in a taxi that he was never going to see again. And he was from Sullivan, but he didn't like Sullivan because of it. Because of the growing Latin American population. He felt like that's what he was describing to me when he was loitering in my music store. He also didn't really play any instruments. He just kind of liked them. And then I called him an Uber to get him to the nearest pawn shop so he could sell a watch for $20 to potentially get another Uber uptown.
I love that.
Yeah. So
I love that we have a guy that comes to the bar that I work at.
His name is Jeremy.
We have a guy that comes into the bar that I work at. He's like an autistic kid. He's like a kid. He's like a little bit younger than me, probably 20. And he just walks into the bar and he just walks around the bar. Like, it seems to be inspecting, but he's not doing anything. And then we say, "Hey, Garrett." And he goes, "Hi." And then he just like and then he just is very loud. And then, "Hi, guys." And he just walks away. It's very funny. But I was saying that the odyssey of me living here that you missed was that, so when we first moved here across the street, somebody had a heart attack, this gentleman. And while he was at the hospital, the people 2 doors down went in and stole everything that he owned. And we thought it was like some sort of cleaning lady situation. And when the police came over, we were like, "Yeah, we saw somebody over there." She went, we thought she was like helping him clean or something. And no, she stole everything they owned. So like the first week we're here,
Literally everything, or just the valuable stuff?
the place was like apparently empty, but I watched them bring it all back, and it was all on like pallets. It was so much stuff that she stole. It was like a stupid amount, like to the point where it's like you weren't trying to be inconspicuous at all, like And so she went to prison. But what ended up happening after
because it
that
was the neighbor.
now that this man was alone.
They brought it all back because she just took it down to her house.
Yeah, she just took it right down the street. Yeah, she just brought it all over to her house. She
probably thought he was dead.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what was going on. I think she just was like, well, how
I've had my eye on that stuff.
And,
if he's dead, he's dead.
But it's so funny because it's just the incompetence of the policemen. Not that they're incompetent. I'm sorry.
No, they are.
They're not
No,
necessarily
they are.
incompetent.
They can't, because even if the individual policemen are competent, there aren't enough of them allocated to any given area or jurisdiction where they could do their job effectively. I mean, St. Louis City, where I live, and I pay 1% earnings tax where I get stabbed in the neck, they're operating at about 34% capacity right now.
But I'm actually going to show you because I can do this. I'm going to take you to the house. I'm going to get away from the microphone though, so you can't hear me. So I'm going to take you to the house, Jake. 1 minute. So they're looking around the neighborhood. And they're like, who could it? It doesn't seem like anybody here could be culprits. And then let me show you what the house looks like.
You're going to show me this. You're going to show me the house that was robbed, or the one that did the robbing. But you're saying you're not talking in your microphone?
Now I'm back. Yes, they were the ones that did the robbing. It's like this. He's got like 6 cars in the front of his house, but he's got all this junk. It's a meth head, obviously, and he's got like he's fixed.
The guy now, or the victim of the robbery is the meth head, or the perpetrators?
The perpetrators.
Okay. It's very confusing. It is Sullivan. I wouldn't be surprised if it was one meth head robbing from another. Be like,
robbing himself.
He smoked his last rock. He's done. I'm keeping the Samsung.
Right. No. So you're gonna hate listening to this audio because I move around the room way too much.
Please stop fucking up my show.
I'm stopping. It still is getting me. I see them. It's still getting me. It's just getting me from a distance, but it'll be fine. Everything's great.
Why did you acknowledge
it?
If everything's fine, you didn't need to say anything.
That's I'm still learning.
Yeah, we know.
Well, anyway, so he stole his girlfriend or wife or whatever stole everything that he owned, that the other guy owned, right? And they're bringing it all back on pallets and arresting her, and then we're stupidly standing in the front of our house, clearly taking responsibility for turning her in or whatever, because we're dumb.
Is that clear? And you thought it was clear.
It was pretty clear that we did it. But so now he's alone. So over time, I start seeing like 56-year-old women walking down the street in flip-flops dressed like fucking Catholic schoolgirls. And I'm like, oh, those are prostitutes.
The sex workers.
Yes, they're whores. And so they're walking back and forth, really, really late hours, asking me for phone chargers.
Sir, do you have a phone charger? I'm walking down your gravel driveway. Do you have a phone charger? If I don't charge this phone, my John's not going to know where to pick me up, and he'll get pissed. If I'm not out in the street by the time he gets his fucking Crave Clutch from the White Castle.
Oh my God. Yeah. And so they're walking up and down. I'm like, okay, so he's getting prostitutes. And I mean, it was like a new woman like every other week. It was wild.
Do you think he was killing him?
Well, let's get to the story. So
I would love to get to the story. You know how long it's been since we got to the story?
So he's 2 doors down, and the house next to us, which is a trailer immediately next to us, caught on fire, so it's done. And then 2 doors down, so it's just sitting here still charred and fucked up. And then 2 doors down, there they are.
The hookers are the John or the guy.
The hooker guy, the guy
that hires
the
guy that hires the hookers is 2 doors down, and in between
Yes.
you and him is just the charred carcass of what was once somebody's home.
Yeah.
I love that.
And so, so one morning we wake up and we're seeing our friend, getting rolled out on a stretcher. He died, right? And then
wait. The guy with the hookers died?
The guy with the hookers
But
died.
is that a different guy than the one that got robbed by his neighbor?
Different guy. The guy who got robbed by his neighbor.
Did your prospective father-in-law say anything about the neighborhood that you're living in with his daughter? Living in sin, by the way.
I'm getting a little bit of heat now. We went to a breakfast this morning and I'm starting to get some serious heat. Everybody's and I'm like, oh, I guess now this is my responsibility to protect this woman that I live with. So I'm learning. Everything's a learning experience still. But anyway, so he's dead and he has the whole town has stuff at his house. He would do really cheap mechanic fixes. He would do stuff for cars, he'd do stuff for bicycles. Yeah. And his house is just trashed. I mean, it's just it's a meth house. And so this woman, I go over and she's hollering at me when I get home from work. She's like, hey, I said, hello. And his daughter, who's clearly also a meth addict, she's telling me about how the reason he died was because the current hooker he was with, who actually stole her name from another police officer, she killed him by overdosing him on his cancer medication
on purpose,
and she stole his guns and passport and was leaving. And I was like, that's fucking bullshit.
What is she going to do? What is she going to do with his passport?
I don't know. I don't know why she.
You have to look
maybe
like if you're going to use a passport. You have to look like the guy on the passport.
Well, maybe she needed the identification of the person who owned the guns. I don't know, but I'm like, that's
also
bullshit.
not how Missouri law
camera.
works. Missouri law doesn't give a fuck if you have the ID of the person. Anyway.
Well, anyway, so I check the cameras and sure enough, there she is walking down the street 3 a.m. with guns. But now, so he used to be part of a biking gang or, the biker gang. And so we have people pulling up at every hour of the night, going through his house. We've had to call the police 8 times this week because people keep coming in. They run up to his house, try to kick the door in. They start trying to take things out of his lawn. It's just insane. And that's what I'm dealing with on a daily basis. Sorry it took me so long to tell that story.
No, I mean, so it's still crazy I just got murdered by, I think, cannibals. I think these are swamp cannibals. So this is, I guess this game takes place in the neighborhood you live in. It was crazy. I just saw a guy hanging from a tree and they didn't even yell at me. These guys just came out and started knifing me. Anyway, this is not...
I want to apologize on the behalf of Jake. He's playing Red Dead Redemption 2. He's been getting into it this week. He's only 25% of the game, man. He's
35.
Really enjoying it. He just discovered Red Dead Redemption 2, and I have a really good time watching him play. And I actually can't... I don't have it on my monitor right now. I'm going to turn it on. I wanted to see you. Let me see.
Oh.
Are you sharing it?
I haven't yet, but because I had it paused for a long time until you started talking about the meth heads, and then I wanted to go shoot some cannibals in the swamp. So across the street, you have a guy who had a heart attack, and then while he's in the hospital, your neighbor casually just carries all of his possessions down to her house. You then rat her out, and then get exposed when they go to bring it back, and then the house next to you burns to a crisp, and they just leave the abandoned, burnt out carcass of the double wide next to you. And then just beyond that, your friend who was hiring all the prostitutes on the regular is deceased, and now his daughter and all of her meth twins are coming through at all hours of the night, picking through the garbage. So R.I.P. Barbara Walters. St. Louis police. Apparently, a woman tracked down her stolen Hyundai and she killed 2 people in a gas station shootout. Did you see this?
No. So it's coming out now that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do to get your fucking car back.
Okay, you just did the Tucker thing.
That's and that's what the liberal media.
The liberal
won't
media
tell
doesn't want you to know that you have to take
doesn't
your
want you to
car
know. Yeah, so now why do we have police? I don't know.
St. Louis
Do you
County
know?
woman faces murder charges
Tucker.
after police. Well, that's
Sorry, that was
bullshit.
Tucker Carlson
Say she
on the
tracked
St.
her
Louis
stolen
Police Department.
Hyundai to a gas
Let me
station
actually
and
pull up
killed
a little
2 men
article
during a shootout.
about
Demisha
about
Coleman,
the fucking
35,
St.
was
Louis
charged
Police
Thursday in the
Department.
deaths of Darius
it's
Jackson,
a total
19,
it's a total industry
Joseph
scam. So
Farrar,
like
49.
St. Louis
They were
city
shot
making
dead
money
outside
off
a
of
Speedy
stolen
Gas
cars is
near
the name
North
of this article.
Broadway.
KMOV. This was August, I believe. St. Louis City, Missouri. St. Louis is profiting off of stolen cars, leaving Kia and Hyundai owners, because those are the easiest to break into, furious and devastated. Thieves snatched a local woman's Kia, but she claims the city of St. Louis profited off of her pain. The city is reportedly selling stolen cars and making big bucks. A single mom and small business owner, what the fuck? Khadijah Hogan?
Yeah, don't be insensitive about the names.
I mean, has worked hard and last year saved up to buy her 2015 Kia Soul. That's a fabulous car. They have like some of the best ratings. One more time.
I'm surprised she didn't get shot.
Well, listen. So she was saving up to buy her car. Oh my gosh! Somebody called me and it went to my freaking computer. Because I'm still recording. Everything is fine. So a single mom and business owner, Khadijah Hogan's, has worked hard.
Well, this is what's also crazy. She's
35
and she had no prior criminal history.
I was proud of it. I washed my car every week. She said.
At that point,
Hogan and her kids. Okay, they becoming. Huh?
Yeah. If she had no.
In August, someone stole it right from. Someone stole it right outside of her home.
Yeah.
She had fallen victim to the same hundreds of people. Thieves are stealing Kias and Hyundais with only a screwdriver and a cell phone cord. The problem has gotten so bad that St. Louis Mayor, Tishora Jones, has called on the car manufacturers to make fixes. That's not going to go anywhere. But okay, so. Yeah, so if you go, so I had my car stolen. I lost your video, by the way. I've had my car stolen, and if you go down there,
no, I turned it. I turned it off because you're.
Okay, they take it in on fucking Friday. They wait the weekend to call you. So they get to pay their people. You have to pay their people to hold on to it. So it's only during business hours. You got to go in on Monday. You go pick it up, and it's like $150 to keep for the weekend. It sucks, but yeah, they have this like graveyard, and it's all fucked up. You can't get it out of there. But here's the catch: though she has the keys, the title and insurance are on it. No one would let her or the insurance adjuster get the car. They wouldn't let her take the car back, right? Because she hadn't gotten it registered. Hogan's learned that the city had auctioned it off exactly 30 days after they received it for more than a mere fraction of what she still owes on it. So she's got to pay for this car now that she doesn't have because she didn't get it registered, even though she had insurance on it. She had the title.
But
she had everything.
Stolen,
they wouldn't let her take it back.
It got stolen in the window in which she should have registered it, right? So if it hadn't gotten stolen, reasonably, she could have had it registered. Yeah,
right.
I'm not really as interested in that, and that's whack. I agree, and that's always the insurance company is always going to try to fuck you, and the tow company is always going to try to fuck you. The this girl though, Coleman,
but now it's the state. That one's the state though. Now it's the city's trying to fuck you because they're trying to get that car,
brother.
Because they can make. I mean, that's all profit. They go when a car gets stolen, they get to auction it off for total profit. Right.
Well,
it's fucking insane. They make a killing.
Yeah. Well, potentially, sure.
Well, I mean, you're talking about.
Can I say another thing to
a car
about how you tried to sabotage my life at every juncture and how much work this is going to be for me? Are you plugged into Ethernet?
Yeah, no, I'm not the video feed. No, but
is your laptop plugged in via Ethernet?
No, I'm not using my laptop for anything but recording.
Oh, I'm on your iPad or something. Okay, so your recording will probably sound fine. There's just some stuff in there that you get kind of laggy. It's okay. It's all right. But so
my bad.
Coleman, the headline I pulled, no prior criminal history. But I guess because she killed him. She shot one of them in the head and that guy lived. She shot two of them in the torso and they died, which is weird.
Jesus.
And rates of stolen Kias and Hyundais have exploded, blah, blah, blah. This is the thing you were talking about. I mean, there's going to be tons of stories like, I'm surprised we don't see more of this, of people trying to get their cars back and shooting people.
Oh, no, I posted another
Which is not what you should do. You should not shoot
go
anybody.
and get his car back, because that's what you have to do now.
For any
and
reason.
people know about this. But the Kia and Hyundai thing is a huge... So, like, people at my job,
and
they're like, they already knew about it. They were like, and I had just started working there. They were like, oh, yeah, I've got the Kia. No, they have, like, locks on their wheels now. They have all kinds of new gear to protect their Kias and Hyundais.
Really?
But you know the other problem is? The other big problem is that it's kids who are taking the cars. It's minors, and so they can't they when they pick up minors, they have to let them go immediately after. They can't convict them for joyriding, really. Especially early offenses. And so like there's no justice. The victims are having a really hard time because in Missouri public transit's fucking shit, and you need a fucking car to get around St. Louis, and and it's fucking dangerous. The public transit in St. Louis is dangerous.
That's what I always say. I pay my 1% so I can get stabbed in the neck on the Metrolink.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's so.
No, and if you get on the,
and
I had a friend take the Metrolink to meet me at a Pokey Lafarge concert at the pageant, and I had to drive her home because she was afraid to get back on the Metrolink because the whole ride there was all young kids selling fentanyl. I'm not even joking.
Horrible.
It was like teenage children linking up with some guy to sell fentanyl patches.
Sell Fetty.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, that is so awful.
Well, what are you
Jesus.
going to do? I mean, you don't let them go to youth group, and so they sell fentanyl on the Metrolink. I mean, you want to go to a concert? Get a fentanyl patch. What is this?
That's awful. I'm tagging it with you'll see in the link when I insert the link.
Yeah, this show that you wanted to do so bad, you could have put this fucking link in here earlier. This better be good.
I didn't know we were going to go down this rabbit hole. This is one of my favorite topics because it's so crazy.
Yeah.
This guy, but the thing is that people are figuring out that the police departments don't do anything about it, so they're just like, well, they shotgun cocked, That's the thing, though, is that it's the illusion of the police department that allows for some, because it's the illusion that they're going to do anything. That's why the Apple AirTags are just so hilarious, because people get them, they know the exact location of their belongings, and they call the police. The police are like, we're not going to go do that. Like, that's petty theft. And that's like, yeah, but it's like my wedding ring, like it's $20,000. They're like, yeah, we're not going to get a warrant for that. We're too busy pulling people over for speeding, Like,
oh yeah.
They don't go and retrieve that shit. And so I think if it's like, once the public figures out, okay, so the cops are just a gang that, like, they're just road pirates. Like, that's when the real, we're just we're going to get our shit back because nobody's going to do anything about it. Nobody's going to help us,
Well, it's specifically very dangerous in a state like Missouri, where it is so easy to own a firearm.
Yeah. What are you looking at?
Sorry, my wife is mad because the dog shit in the house. But
do you need to go handle that?
No, I'm not fucking handling that. She already handled it. She's just mad there wasn't a trash bag in the thing. But it's like, I mean, I'm only one man. I'm only flesh and blood. And
I empathize with you so much, brother.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not what I need.
Well, you work really hard. You're a good guy.
Yeah, she makes all the money though. So it's like, oh, here we go.
I mean, this podcast is going to take off though. So
I mean, it fucking better. If Lion's Choice doesn't pull up with their big red bag full of money soon, I mean,
I don't understand why Lion shows. We've been giving them free advertising for years now. I mean, years.
I mean, it's been 2 years.
Yeah. How many episodes have we had? Like 50?
Almost 100.
You're kidding. Almost 100 episodes?
Yeah. And, but what was I talking about before my wife texted me?
We were talking about how, we're going to have to take matters in our own hands to get our shit back in St. Louis now.
In a state like Missouri, where it's so easy and legal to own a gun, it's really dangerous to allow people to be stolen from and then not recoup their possessions, because you're inviting vigilantism. You got to look at the laws that are on the books and say, okay, if I'm a citizen and someone steals my Kia and I know where it is and I tell the police and the police don't do anything, what is reasonable? What are my options, right? And if I can track the car down and the car is not on private property, it's not at the assailant's home, but it's instead at a gas station, and I'm allowed to open carry a large caliber firearm with a near limitless count magazine size, then, I mean, what do the police expect you to do? I mean, listen, this 35-year-old woman with no criminal record could have pulled up with an unlimited number of firearms, an unlimited amount of ammo that she could have purchased legally that day at a fucking Walmart. And then, and then they had guns. That's why there was a shootout. So she probably didn't even fire the first shot. So, I mean, what do they expect to happen? It's going to be Mad Max. It's exactly like Mad Max on 70. I was just talking to somebody about this today. The highway that goes from the airport to downtown, in between the airport and downtown is like Mad Max Fury Road. It's like completely just no man's land. And that's why everyone gets pulled over in front of the airport, because that's the first jurisdiction west of the river that will pull you over for speeding. And so they know they have the lock on that if anyone's going to get pulled over, it's going to be there. And I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not a crime fighter.
I remember. I mean, they got rid of like the camera tickets. So if you like run a red light, it always flashes, but they can't ticket you anymore in the city.
It goes back and forth a lot, and everyone has an opinion on, oh, well, no, it's legal again or something, but apparently you don't even have to pay your parking tickets here. So I don't know.
The inner city, man, they
I hate when you say that.
The police department wants out, and then the county, they're trying to.
Oh, okay, yeah. You mean just the city is really just what you mean?
Yeah, they're trying to drag the county into being liable for the city, and the county's just like, we don't want to fuck with that. The fucking police department is falling apart in the city. It's horrible.
Yeah. I told you, in my neighborhood, they're operating at 34% capacity.
Wait, the city's only at 34%?
The police force here in the city is operating at 34% capacity right now as we sit here.
Wow. You know what we should do? We should get some St. Louis aldermen on that.
No, they just locked all the aldermen up for taking bribes, remember? We talked about that like 2 weeks ago. The one with he had the navy hat with the brown jacket and the blue suit. It made no sense. His outfit was so weird.
Yeah.
No, it was a navy suit, black hat, brown jacket. I was so lost. He had a like brown fur coat on with a navy suit and a black fedora. I'm like, sir, did you steal all those clothes off of the rack on the way in here? Like, he didn't have time to coordinate. I'm going to court. I need one of everything. I don't care if it matches. Actually, it'd be better if I had one of each.
He was dressed like, oh my God. It was just, I mean, he looked like a pimp. I'm going to say it. He had a Kung Lao hat on.
Yeah.
A purple suit.
Yeah. It's like.
He had a cane with a glass.
Well,
with a living
the outfits were crazy. Yeah, and when I'm going to court for taking bribes for tax abatements, I like to wear a real crazy outfit. Maybe seriously, in that outfit, I thought he was going for an insanity plea. That's the only thing that would make sense. If he said, listen, they can't convict me if I show up with a black fedora, a navy suit, and a brown. Pull this motherfucker's outfit up. You got to see. I don't even know his name.
Yeah.
I don't even know his name.
Yeah.
But when you make a clip of this for TikTok, it should be fucking just a picture of this fucking outfit. Let me just type in St. Louis Alderman. I'll
Eddie
find
Murphy.
him soon enough.
His name was not Eddie Murphy. He needs to make a movie about these guys. Like where they, like it's like the most guilty group of guys. Like I'm sending it to you. I'm sending it to you right now. Don't lift a finger.
Did you find the picture I'm talking about?
Copy link. Here we go.
Your fucking broadband
Discord
connection, it makes me want to cut you. It makes me want to cut you with a fucking knife.
I mean,
I
it's just
hope
like,
that your girlfriend gets tired of your shit and you have to come live in my fucking...
What are we doing, guys?
It's in the Discord. How am I going to open the Discord?
Huh?
No, fuck you. You can't even hear me. You're like a nightmare. Yes, this is the picture. Okay, so it's a... Oh, I get it. So it's a navy fedora. It's a black coat, but is that fur on the black coat? Why would you put you would put red fur on a black coat and wear it with maybe the hat matches the suit.
I hope he didn't take the coat off.
I know.
In court.
I hope he didn't move a muscle.
like he's like in front of the judge, like, Your Honor, do I look like the kind of
Your
guy
Honor,
who would
I
steal?
have on,
Your
Honor, if I could speak freely for a minute, I have on 7 shades of blue right now.
I mean,
Your Honor, my client.
I mean, what
could not?
Who is he doing this for?
Possibly accept a bribe wearing this many shades of blue.
I also
how
love
are
that
you
his
going to tell me, looking at my client, in 9.5 different shades of blue? He killed that fox this morning. It's, seriously, the fur is just not a part of the outfit. It's like a stole.
It's not. It's like a scarf. I love that.
He's young too. He's got to be younger than. How old is he? That guy on the left looks 19.
I love how his accomplices are like reasonably dressed, and they're like, "How could we? Well, why wouldn't we be driving up here in Cadillacs if we stole this much money?" Then this guy walks in.
Like, he's wearing fur that doesn't even match just to wear it. He's wearing the fur just to wear it. Because he just didn't he take like 20 grand in cash for an abatement on a gas station?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that the one?
Yeah.
He's handsome though.
No,
it's just a weird look. He's got on and the stripe on the shirt with the paisley on the tie, and then that fucking felt hat. I can't with him in this hat. This is going to be the picture of this episode, I think.
Yeah, and then absolutely.
Can you?
No, and then his girl's all dressed up too.
Can you email me that picture too? Because I'm going to need it in the pod bean. Because that guy's face is going to be the fucking cover photo for this episode.
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
copying the image.
The reaction I have to that man's outfit and color coordination.
What would you do if you were a God? I would watch Jacob V. Court every single day. I mean, that would be.
We would just roast him for here. Let's pill up somebody. You know what? One time I was getting my oil changed at a Valvoline, and the guys that worked there had all been on Judge Judy, but like separately.
Yeah.
Like one of them got on Judge Judy because somebody told him how to apply and how to figure it out. And then like the other guys he worked with all did it. And he's like, yeah, you get to you stay at the hotel and whatever you want for dinner at the hotel restaurant. And
oh my God.
So that picture is giving me life. I just love him. And I wonder what happened. You know, some people get these little indentations on their skin, like that little bump on his face there to the left of his nose. Mm-hmm. What happened to him?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because otherwise he doesn't have a speck on him. He's beautiful. He is so symmetrical and young looking.
I'm assuming all these guys like start in the church. Like they have to start in like Baptist churches or something.
That's racist.
I mean, I'm not.
You can't.
Yeah, I don't want no guff.
You're guffing, bruh. You're guffed up, G.
No, it's mad and sensitive.
That's
dog.
mad and sensitive, G. That my man's out here going to.
Anyway.
Look how black maybe the coat's not black. Maybe it's really dark brown. Because look at the buttons. If you look at the full photo.
No, I've got a full body shot.
But which guy is that? What's his name?
That's definitely. John Collins Muhammad. Do you think Muhammad was his real last name?
Listen, again with that shit. I can't. There's certain things.
I'm just wondering.
There's certain things that with you I will not comment on.
Do you think it was like John Wallace Clay or Cassius?
No, why?
There you go.
Why?
That was stupid.
Why?
That was dumb.
Why, Joe?
We've got the whole image now. Check it out.
Oh, now I just have more questions. Oh God, she looks young too. She's beautiful.
His girl, she's beautiful, but she I love that she's dressed like she's like walking down Wall Street in like the 80s. Like,
no, that's both of them.
She's like, we're getting out of this just like OJ.
Yeah, this is definitely like a Tommy Hilfiger catalog. This whole thing, even with the unassuming guy next to them, he's like the fat friend that's also at the photo shoot.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll put some nice shoes on him. We got a plus size section.
I want to hear him talking before.
I want to say, so the suit under the coat appears to be gray. The shoes are black. So, which definitely means there should be no brown on this coat. Now, I'm still thinking the coat is definitely black. And the fedora is definitely navy blue, strong blue. And
he's wearing it very well.
Oh,
too.
it's good, but
anyway.
The fur doesn't make any sense. So if the fur is attached to that coat, that's a crime, and that's incorrect. And if the fur is not attached to that coat, then why is it there?
What?
And with the brown fur, with the otherwise cool toned black outfit, with the blue hat that doesn't make sense. But if the blue was the only thing, but then he's got this gold and blue paisley tie like he's a St. Louis Rams cheerleader from 1997.
I just love.
And why is his AirPod in his ear? He's walking into court.
Right. Like, who's he on the phone with? Or is he listening to Jay-Z? Oh, that was dumb. You can cut that.
Jay-Z?
I just
you,
like...
seriously, you don't even know how to talk about people of color.
I don't
You don't even know. You don't even know how. You don't even know how to reference.
This one might be a throwaway. This episode might be a
We
throwaway.
should just delete the last 45 minutes of my life. The only way I would, I would let you kill this episode if you could magically remove it from my brain.
I'm very embarrassed, but because like that's such a stereotypical thing. Because like it's like, okay, so you clearly don't know any other rappers. You know?
He's listening
and
to
it's
Jay-Z.
also what like all the Nashville.
My grandmother would say that. My grandmother.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh, what is he
Nashville
listening to?
old people would
Jay-Z?
Yeah. No, that was stupid.
Okay. So this,
I'm so sorry,
this
audience.
John Collins Muhammad guy is a repeat offender with hats, and he is young. He looks young.
I'm gonna say though.
Why can't I find more pictures of him with that hat on?
I was gonna say though, like, I would love it if he walked into court and he was like, and then he didn't know what he was being convicted of, and he's like, bribery, like with the fur on.
What does
like,
that mean?
Me?
Oh, if he was like,
Right.
if he was like absolutely appalled, and then he was like, I don't even understand that word. But then he's wearing that. But he's wearing that outfit.
Yeah,
he's got
he's
the
wearing
whole.
the whole
He's got the whole
outfit.
coat on inside. He's got the fur.
I plead the fifth.
I'm pleading the fifth until someone can tell me what this word means. I'm pleading the fifth. Holy fuck. Well, what's on the horizon? This is actually, we've talked about these guys before, so this is kind of old news.
Yeah, sorry, we gotta stop talking about the alderman. I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize and do not eat into the microphone. You fucking dumb piece of shit. What are you eating?
I'm so sorry. I made a Jack's pizza.
That's not even a good pizza.
Yeah. Well, I dressed it up. I do like a little bit of, I'll put a little parma on it with a little bacon.
What? Parmesan and bacon?
I don't know. So Samantha started working. So she started working from home, and they have her waking up at fucking like 6 a.m. They have her at work by 7 until 4:30.
That's
dude.
too much.
This whole working at home thing is just, and she gets like 15-minute incremental breaks, like every 2.5 hours. So like, that's not a lot of time. And I'm just like, wow. So they just have you fucking. So if you're going to work from home, you're going to be working your ass off.
Does she have to be answering the phone that whole time? Is that the thing?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And they call all day. It's all these lonely ass, pathetic, dried up fucking bags that call up, and they're just like calling about, because of these people that run these dance schools, these shitty, dance little dance schools in the city, that are like right next to car dealerships and stuff, and they just rail on her for 18 hours a day. It's horrible. It's horrible. Dance, she's working with the worst clientele, I think, that has ever existed. Dance moms. Oh my God. Are you okay, Jake? You seriously started looking like you're having a seizure. I can't save you from here, man. I can't.
In November, Missouri voted to legalize recreational marijuana, joining 20 other states that had already done so. That decision opened the door to easier access to the drug for medical purposes. But it also raised the risk of someone consuming cannabis products and then choosing to drive. This is from St. Louis Public Radio.
Do you think they did it so the cops would have more to do? Because I don't think cops actually want to put their lives in danger. And I think that because they can't really pull over anybody in the city and get away with it, they need like a new thing to pull people over for. So they legalized marijuana to help the police departments.
No, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. That's what the people want. It's what the people voted for.
Yeah, and the people are the policemen.
No. Actually, there aren't even very many policemen. Most of them retired early or quit. It's like teachers. It's like, actually, we make jokes.
Could you imagine?
Because here's the thing. Because here's
motivated?
when I hear, like, if you told me, listen, I need you to answer the phone, and I need you to do so no matter what between 7 and 4, I'd be like, I don't think this is for me. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't like to be an employee. I don't know. No, I don't feel like that. I like when there's a finite end to my financial relationship with somebody as it's attributed to a task. Like if you hire me to build you a website, I can do that. We can negotiate terms, timelines, details. But once the job is done and you pay me, I like to think that it's done. The last thing I want is for any part of that interaction to contribute to my ongoing value as a person. You know what I mean? Well,
that's fucking interesting, dude, because like that is so like computer science has like opened up the gates for like people wondering what work is, because like computer science guys, like they'll work for like a hotel. Like hotels have like one tech guy who like got a computer science degree. He has an undergrad, and they just figure out that they can automate their job. So they'll just automate their one job and they'll just sit on their desk and do nothing for like a year and a half. And then the company figures out that they automated their job, and they either get fired or they get like a whole new workload, or they get like demoted or something. And there's a huge thing about it. There's a lot of disagreement on this in the community, but people are like, it's the argument of, okay, are you getting hired to do that job, or are you getting hired to suffer for dollars, right? Because dollars essentially equate to a certain amount of suffering. And so like, it's just like, if you're working at fast food or a Target, people who work at a Target understand this. They'll be given these stupid jobs.
Well, and I experienced this, and I mean, especially in my last job in public education, it's like I'm a certificated professional.
It makes me so mad how you get treated.
I'm certified and licensed by the state to perform a certain list of activities, and I have a certain level of training and expertise, and I'm operating under contract in a educational environment, but then they want to treat you like literally like at my second school district, I was told that we own you between 7 and 3:30 or something. Oh, absolutely. And then I watched them to my face, and then I watched them say it to kids the next day about the kids.
They said it to kids?
I watched them do it. Like, it was definitely from the top down. It was definitely how the superintendent communicated to the principals, who then used that communication with us.
Somebody's got to that school.
Well, but that's the thing is like, then those guys, I had to work for those guys for the rest of that year, and it was hell, and it made me crazy. It made me into the person I am today, where I can't I can't keep a full-time job because I freak out. And
and like the Breakfast Club,
I freak the fuck out. And
I love that every time you sneak out, it's just Simple Plans. Don't you?
No, that wasn't Simple
but it's
Plan.
Like you're going just to smoke weed in your car.
What's that band called? Crowded House.
Crowded? No. It's Simple Plan. Actually,
no. Simple Plan was I'm just a kid. And life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid.
They did the Breakfast soundtrack.
What?
They did the Breakfast Club.
No, Simple Plan are French Canadian. They weren't even born yet.
Yeah. They they were in the 80s.
No, that's Crowded House, dog.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue. Well, okay, so I just like that you were leaving, just going out to smoke weed and it was just like you'd just raise your fists in the air and you would be out of the house. But I hate that these guys ex-military, your old superintendents.
I don't. At that second place, I don't think so. They definitely presented that way, like they would have liked to have been. Like, two of them had the jughead haircuts. But I don't think.
God, I hate that.
I don't think they ever actually served.
You know what else is funny is how like there's like this like disproportional amount of like a lot of the people that get promoted in America are these like tall white guys. And I hate that it seems to be that public schools are the biggest. Like I went to like Rochester and met like their president and like but like all the upper level guys were all these tall, bumbling white guys that were idiots, and I met so many fucking idiots in the St. Louis public system, man. There was this one guy that, I'm like, what did you do? He was some sort of superintendent.
Were you saying Simple Plan?
Huh?
Were you saying Simple Plan?
Simple Plan, yeah.
No, it's Simple Minds.
Simple Minds. Yes. I relate to that. I'm Simple Minds.
Simple Minds was Don't You Forget About Me from the Breakfast Club.
You're welcome.
And
I was right.
Well, Crowded House was a band of that era, but I couldn't find the song on their list. I was like, what is happening? Because I knew it wasn't Simple Plan, because Simple Plan is I'm Just a Kid.
Well, I was actually correct.
You were closer than I was. No, Crowded House sounds more like Simple Minds than Simple Plan sounds like Simple Minds.
Yeah, they kind of rhyme. I agree.
Jesus, fuck. Oh, this is a nightmare. What were you saying? Public schools are a nightmare? Here's the thing about my experience, because for real, you are a student of the last district that I worked for, right?
Yes, I am.
And so what I learned about you while I worked there is that you are a victim of what is obviously a criminal enterprise
Yeah.
If of nothing else, I mean, I could argue that charter schools are a fucking scam and that it's blah blah blah.
Wait, no, but what would be a scam for, Jake? You have a good take.
Yeah. But for to siphon those federal resources into a new financial mechanism, in this case, a school. And so, because here's the thing: only 20% of the staff have to be certified, so you save tons of money. With
wait in
a charter school,
isn't it 70% of the staff has to be certified? 20% can be not certified, right?
Yeah, 80% have to be certified is what I meant. And so 20% uncertified means you got 20 people in there that are just people that are agreeing to come.
Yeah, they're just,
and they could be, middle-aged graduate students who.
No, they're not that.
They could be, the kind of people that you may expect to be coaching or, working in some kind of a support capacity. But now all of a sudden, that lady who's not certified or trained at all in pedagogy or the content area is just all of a sudden in charge of 8th grade math.
And it seriously doesn't discriminate in any department.
At least,
so they can just fucking put
the campus
anywhere.
you were at least pretends to have a performing arts focus or whatever.
Yeah.
But like you said, and it's only gotten worse since COVID. And but like you said, the language program at your high school was automated. And so
it was horrible. It was a joke.
So if you study Spanish for 4 straight years at your high school, you actually don't ever talk to anyone in Spanish. You sit in front of a computer and you listen to stuff about Spanish and you answer some multiple choice questions.
Yeah, and that's the future of public school. Oh, and there was you got unlimited chances on the exams, like stuff like that. Nothing was ever like a one-time thing. And we're just talking about and I go to school with guys who went to Chaminade and De Smet and stuff. And I mean, how far they are beyond us is so fucking insane. I think about them and I'm like, nobody could overcome the humps
it's
that
the
I
obvious.
overcame.
It's just so so unequal. And really, I was a victim of this. Yeah. I definitely didn't understand how shitty other schools were until I started working in them. Because after I got kicked out of kindergarten, Catholic school after kindergarten, we were in Afton for a little bit, using my.
This is when you were
a child. When I was a child.
Yeah, not as a teacher.
No. And then we ended up in Kirkwood, and it was a real, blessing for me or whatever. It was really good that but it's really only because I lived in a zip code, where people care about the people's opinions, and so they didn't have a choice but to make it work. We're coming up on our hour, so I don't want to go all the way on this whole journey. We've covered some of this before. We can always start with it next time. But
I love this content though. This is some of my
But the whole
stuff.
thing of the privilege of it is you don't even understand how bad it can be until you get there. I mean, it was a building that I didn't even feel safe being in. It was so old. And roaches and broken glass, gunshot holes in the windows.
And it's borderline illegal so we have
people, if anyone
KMOV.
who gave a shit knew what I saw while I worked there and just how disgusting and subpar of an institution it was and how poorly managed, just the impossible level of supervision. But it's because nobody gives a shit, because it's in an area where nobody gives a shit about anyone that lives there except for the people that live there, and they can barely afford to live, much less advocate for themselves politically or socially or legally in some way. And these are the people who actually could fill out the paperwork to get their kids enrolled in a charter school. So imagine their cousins in that neighborhood that don't even have that going for them. There's people out there that, it's unimaginable.
Well, and kids, they don't know how bad they're getting it, but the reason these places stay open, which the conclusion you drew, and I just want to cover this because so people don't ask, well, why don't they just close them? And it's because they're trying to they fight tooth and nail to keep these institutions open
for that federal funding,
so people can stay on salary and for babysitting.
Yeah, well, it's the community allows it to happen because they want this. They need the child care, the federally mandated child care, which is what public education is now. And
especially in the city.
And then you build out this whole infrastructure, creating these jobs, but also the salaries are certainly inflated for the leadership who answer directly to investors or sponsors. And
your last principal rolled up in like a new Volkswagen.
A brand new Mercedes with brand new hair the day she came back after a long weekend to tell everybody they didn't have jobs anymore.
It really
happened. Brand new hair and a brand new Mercedes. And by the way, we don't have contracts for all of you next year. Good luck out there, the streets.
But I want to say one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that, it's like, this is just what is going, it's going to start here, but it's going to be everywhere where it's just going to be a gymnasium with shitty online because like the more and more people don't give a shit. Yeah. Like in Nashville, it's already there. In Nashville, Nashville is so comedically Republican that like the public school is said they don't like people don't care about college. They don't value education the way we do in St. Louis because they don't see as many people on the streets as we do in St. Louis. So where there's not as much of a divide. And so like these kids are going to trade jobs and stuff, which is awesome. But like school has been devalued so much down there, especially public schools. And so like it's almost like you're starting college in elementary school. It's just like, oh, I'm not going to be much. I went to the public school. I'm a trade guy. It's like a caste, And so like, I just wanted to make that clear about like what, why this goes on. And like, it's not just because corruption without purpose is we don't just want to.
I mean, there was lots of accountability in districts that included the types of families that mainstream culture cares about, right? And and actually diversity is really good for making sure people play things by the book because when there's all sorts of different people and cultures mixed together, everyone's kind of on their best behavior in a way that I really liked. But also that it was run by a bunch of Trump-tard monsters. It was crazy. So maybe but speaking to specifically the last place I worked, it was, I mean, the building was atrocious, and there was a day that I had to cancel everything I was supposed to do because they fired the 6th grade math teacher, and I had to just sit in a room with 35 6th graders who didn't want to be in a room together.
35. Oh my God.
Just until the end of the day, and just ask them politely to work on the stuff that was left behind for them to work on, but really with no authority or even pre-built routines. I didn't know their names. I had never,
I wasn't their teacher. Is I actually had a pretty good 6th grade teacher. This is when I was still in the county and when I didn't go to a shitty inner city school. I actually had a pretty good 6th grade math teacher, and we were rushing until the last day to cover the entire material for the course. I mean, and could you imagine how many days they missed? And at this 6th grade you were working at? Like there's no rush. There's no curriculum really. Yeah. They're just and we're rushing to get everything covered, and this is a good school, they're like, we gotta make sure this is all covered. And they're just sitting there playing games on their iPads, I was going to say though, that what I'm seeing though in schools that are half affluent, is a real chase towards getting your child what is now going to become the golden ticket is getting your child on some sort of
services,
intellectual disability.
So special ed
early on.
Yes. Any kind of special ed designation. Cause it's the only way that people are going to actually be accountable to getting them the educational resources they need. We have to go.
Exactly.
We have to go. Stop starting new ideas. I totally agree with you. We'll pick.
Here's my last take.
No. The music.
One statement.
The music. Go ahead.
Last statement is the superior academic experience is going to come to those who are retarded. I said it. That's Jacob B. Weekly.
Oh, you were the fucking
dead. I want to shout out to Caddyshack.
Oh my
Caddyshack.
God! I was thinking about making you do the end of the show, but no, that's how backwards it's going to become. It's that I hope my kid qualifies for resources that are reserved for people that are otherwise disabled, because that's how. Because otherwise, good fucking luck. Guys, that's Jacob V. Weekly. It's probably our last episode. I'll probably never work in this town again. Jacob V. Weekly, patreon.com/Jacob V. Find me on Spotify, No Antics, Blinded by Stereo, Jacob V. Weekly, Barbara Walters. Rest in peace.
We did it. Okay, stay on the line. Do you want me to stop right now?